What's up, guys? Welcome back again to Pimp Daddy Destro, back again with another action figure review. Today we're going to be going back to the Transformers Legacy line and covering Knockout. I did actually find this guy at a local Target, and I will say Wild Rider and Knockout are two of the hardest current Transformers Legacy figures to find, in my Targets at least. You see a lot of Red Cog and a couple other of the Transformers Legacy line. Sorry, there goes my phone. But we're gonna get this guy open. We're gonna transform him, and we'll do a little quick size comparison too. So stay tuned while I get this guy open, guys. All right, guys. Now that we have the Transformers Legacy Knockout out of this package, this Transformer, as you can see, has pretty decent paint decals, repping that kind of slightly off red, and his grays and blacks in there. If you do notice a slightly different lighting technique, guess what, guys? I finally found my tripod that I thought I had lost a little while back, and we've been using the ring light. Not sure if I'm gonna actually roll with this from this point forward, but trying a little bit different lighting angles. So getting back to Knockout. So this figure, right off the bat, I like him, but I think with starting with Wild Rider, I think I kind of spoiled myself. And there's a reason why I found more of him than I did Wild Rider. And that might be the public consensus. Ooh, got a little scratching on the light there. But so who is Knockout? So Knockout basically is I don't know if he's a former or still a current medic of the Decepticons, and that's what I could basically pick up on the hero.fandom. But he comes with what appears to be like a little sword. You fans of Transformers may know this is a little bit better, or what this is a little bit better. I don't know if this is some sort of healing device, or if this is simply some sort of sword, and you can attach it in many different ways. Let's see, I'm not trying to force it in. Okay, cool. So it does go in like this. The only problem is these hands, you know, there's no way that they're just kind of fists that are actually balled up, and there's no way you can actually fit the edge of the sword in. Or spear, I mean, sorry, trident. Which is a kind of a letdown, but ultimately he can put it on his back like so. Let's put it in. And it does look a little odd when it is on his back. Maybe you could stand it up a little bit. It's kind of what it looks like, but you know, he's got such stubby arms, I don't know how exactly he would be able to get it. But the one way I do prefer to have it, I did look at it on his instructions. You basically just take the trident side of the spear off, or the javelin, whatever you guys want to call it, and then you attach it to, I think it's right here. It doesn't really want to fit on too well. As you can see, it's kind of falling down there. You just got to be gentle with it. And then you can put it right there on his forearm there, which is the coolest way. And honestly, you might, no, that's going to be how it is. So, you know, a pretty cool medic figure overall. Like I said, I did find more of this guy at my Target than I did Wild Rider. A lot of Red Cog, which is a current one that's out right now. I may pick him up, but there are so many on my Target shelves that I am waiting for him to go clearance before getting him. Overall, like I said, to me, the aesthetic of this guy isn't really working. I do like the head and the color scheme. It's just that he's got a really, really bulky chest, and the feet are so much different than Wild Rider. I was praising Wild Rider's feet for having like a nice balancing act, that you could almost put him in almost any pose and he would stand up. This guy has little, small, stubby feet that don't really do the same thing. But we will do a quick size comparison between him and Wild Rider. Get both these guys in the shot. So here on the left you have Knockout, and on the right you have Wild Rider. I did think that maybe Knockout was going to be slightly smaller, but after looking at this, no, he's actually appears to be bigger in size. Maybe, you know, you have his the hood of his car and his windshield kind of making him a little more bulky, but overall looks pretty good. Not a fair assumption, but just the overall sleekness of Wild Rider, I think, is why people would rather pick him up. That black and the red and how it looks awesome. And I mean, that's, you can't really blame the character itself. That's how the character looks. And I really do, I'm glad to add him to the collection. I'm glad I found a Knockout. I did pass up on this guy when I was on vacation and picked up Wild Rider instead, and was a little bit concerned that I would never see this figure again, at least on store shelves. I know Hasbro Pulse has it, and you can get them for about 25 bucks on there. But all right, guys, we are going to get this guy transformed, and then we'll do another size comparison with Wild Rider beside him. But let's see what this figure looks like completely transformed. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, now that I have Knockout actually transformed, man, it took 18 steps, which I wasn't really counting, to get him from his Decepticon transform mode to back to his vehicle mode, while the Wild Rider only took, I think it was 16. It may have been like 14 or 13. I can't remember off the top of my head, and I do not have the box in front of me. But I definitely know that Knockout was more. So we'll get Wild Rider off the screen for a minute, and we'll focus on Knockout. So Knockout, boy, this one was easier in some ways and harder than the others. I feel like the hardest part of the transformation for me was actually turning of his little gauntlets, or the forearm here, and trying to get it right. But as you can see there's little pins that go out into the door, and this one isn't completely in. There we go. And that was why, like, some of my, I think it was the front wheels had like a camber to them, and they were kind of like angled out. It looked pretty cool, but something wasn't right with it. And now we have him completely transformed into the vehicle mode. This is kind of where I wish maybe the Hasbro team could add slightly better paint apps. It looks really good on the front bumper. The headlights have some good detail. It almost looks like a translucent plastic. Of course, the windshield and the windows on the actual car look great. You even have the rims are painted a yellow color with a silver shimmering decal that kind of goes right into the red paint towards the back here, down the side. But just like the other one, Wild Rider, there's no like detail on the back bumper. Like, it would be nice to just have like a quick wash or something on the bumper itself. Would go a long way with this transformer, especially since we're paying around $22.99, $24.99. Just add a little bit more paint apps, and I swear these would be absolutely perfect. But maybe this will be a hot take, but I actually do prefer Knockout in his vehicle mode over Wild Rider. Wild Rider looks awful cool, but I don't know, something about Knockout, I really do prefer this figure. I do prefer Wild Rider transformed over Knockout, but Knockout like this looks really, really awesome. And again, I cannot pinpoint what kind of vehicle he is supposed to be modeled after, inspired after, but it looks really cool. I didn't point this out on my last video, but this is Wild Rider. This is where his guns go when he's in his vehicle form. So I didn't show that, but just like Knockout, he can put his accessories on him. He has a couple of different displaying options that Wild Rider actually does not have. That he can put the head of his trident on the top of his car, and on the side here on the back fender he can attach the base of the spear trident, and it looks almost like a cannon per se. And then he could also, I mean, you could just get creative with this, honestly. Let's see what we could do real quick. We could probably, oh, I don't know if that's gonna work, but here we could do this. I know we can attach the trident back onto the spear, put it on the hood of the car,
And now he has a really cool cannon, which doesn't look bad at all. I do prefer that fender look, but overall, Knockout is a pretty decent figure. If you can find him, I'm not sure the availability of other targets, but if you can get this guy on clearance, he wouldn't be a bad one to add to your Decepticon collection. I do think he could be a pass, though. If you don't get him for that discounted price, I think you could probably pass on this guy. Like I said, I do plan on actually reviewing Red Cog when he does hit clearance. Eventually, he will have to, because there's like 10 of them on the pegs over at my Target right now, and Transformers are very popular over here. So that is kind of an abnormality. But guys, if you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. I will be attaching some action shots right after this. More Transformers Legacy line will be in the future, as well as Marvel Legends. I'm thinking about just knocking out my Transformers back to back to back, so stay tuned for that, guys. Enjoy these action shots and have a great week. Take care.
All right, guys, I hope you did enjoy that review of Knockout. If you did like that content, please like and subscribe. There'll be more on the way. But I just wanted to take a brief moment to quickly pay my remembrance of Anthony Rumble Johnson. As y'all probably don't know, I'm a huge mixed martial arts fan, and one of my favorite UFC fighters passed away tragically yesterday. And I wanted to take this moment to just give my condolences to his friends and family, and hopefully, you know, they find peace in this troubling time. So I just want to let that out there. I know it's very tragic, but guys, it's just a lesson. If you want to go out and you want to do stuff, you know, seize the day. Don't wait. He passed away when he was only 38 years old. And if you want something in life, chase it. Go for it, because you never know when it might end. So sorry to end on a somber note, but I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Thank you for tuning in again, and I will see you next time on Pimp Daddy Destro. Take care, guys.